Hey, how's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the channel. I'm Vanilla Soup, and today we're going to be talking about the new Cannon Fodder update that was dropped this morning,
August 31st, 2021.
and it's all about Season 8 of the MCC. And specifically, it's talking about the new helmets that we're going to be seeing within the season and some customization unlocks that I, for one, am really looking forward to, and I think there's a lot of discussion to be had. So at first, we're going to go over the gist of this article. We're not going to read everything because if you want to know every single detail, you should definitely click the link in the description below so you can read it for yourself. But we're going to go over the highlights, and we're going to go over these helmets, and we're going to read the little lore bits that is given about them, and we're going to discuss them. And at the end, where I'm going to be giving my opinion on them, what I think, and what I think this means for Halo, because I think there's some really interesting discussions to be had about this upcoming season. I'm really excited for it, though. I will say that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so this article is called Myths and Mysteries, and like I said, it does go over most specifically some of the key features within the helmets that we'll be seeing within MCC Season 8. Like I said, I'm really excited, so let's jump into it. It does say at the beginning, the season is dubbed Mythic. Season 8 of the MCC will showcase Halo in a deliberately divergent way. As a big fan of all manner of media, I've always personally enjoyed what a beloved franchise can be viewed through a unique lens, applying different themes, styles, eras, and more to create an unexpected new experience. Moments that can sit alongside a core universe and give you a fresh little detour while keeping all of your beloved existing fiction and details nearly intact. So pretty much what they're saying is we're releasing these armors and these helmets that are going to be different than what you're used to, but we wanted to make sure it's at least in line with what we can see within Halo. Maybe it's the art style, maybe it's just what's in the realm of possibilities. Nothing crazy outlandish. We're not going to see the teddy bear head from Fortnite pop up, but some things that would make almost enough sense to justify it being in the game, which I think is actually really important because I've said it before on the channel and I'll say it again now, that I think a lot of the updates that are being released into the MCC are almost beta testing for Halo Infinite. Like I'm talking when we first got released for those animated visors for Halo, I believe that was the season 6 for MCC. I right away when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is definitely testing for Halo Infinite. We're going to have animated visors in Halo Infinite. And I still stand by that. So I think right now they're saying, okay, what are people comfortable with? Because these armors are pretty extreme. And if we thought like the Hive Mind helmet was a little extreme, oh man, this is crazy. All right, so let's get into the first helmet here. It's called Belos Heron. And I'm going to mess up some of these words because I'm not as up to snuff with my Greek mythology as I can be, and the words can kind of be a little bit hard to pronunciate if you don't really know a whole lot about it, but I'll try my best here. So if you see something incorrect that I pronounce, yeah, go ahead and correct me in the comments below. I'd really like to know. But for this helmet, it says, straight and true, the chosen are honored and sharpened into a weapon thrust straight into the heart of Lacedaemon's, I think it's actually pronounced Lacedaemon's enemies. And the reason I think it's pronounced Lacedaemons is because I actually kind of remember that from history class in high school. I think that's how my teacher was pronouncing it. But also, I think it's really clever that they inspired it off of a helmet that has demon in it. And I think that's really cool. But yeah, this is kind of like the iconic look of what we think of when we see like a Spartan, right? Like this is like of old, right? Not Spartan of Halo, but like a mythological Spartan, the Spartans in history, right? These are the characters that we've made out of them because, you know, maybe they all didn't look like this, but when we think of Spartan, we think of this helmet, right? That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, we're going to get into opinions later. The Belos Sinotrophos. Oh my gosh. I need someone to help me pronounce these names. So chosen generals of Lacedaemon's mortal enemies bear distinctive crests. So it's very similar to the first helmet we saw, but the plumes, I'm pretty sure they're called plumes. The feathers at the top, they're horizontal instead of vertical along the helmet. So, but the helmet eyes are going to be a little different. The cheek plates are a little bit closer in. This looks more like it cuts straight across down the cheek. But anyways, it's hard to tell when we're not really seeing a face on appearance of it. But then we get a little crazier, right? We get Belos Karata. Goring horns are worn by chosen who abandoned reason and the assistance of others. Right away when I saw this helmet, I was like, oh, it's a Viking, right? Like it looks very Viking-esque, and I think that's awesome. I think if the horns went up instead of curled, I mean, even then, like it still pulls off that Viking vibe. So we're going definitely in this direction of like olden time warriors, you know, and I think that's really cool. But then we get into Belos Leon Torcados. Again, please help me with the pronunciations in the comments if you know them. A rare few chosen live long enough to become transfigured, their bodies recast into forms more suitable for eternal war. Now, I'm sure this has to have some mythological, symbolic nature to it. Like there's something in either Roman, Greek mythology, or some other mythology that I'm missing here. It looks to be like a lion or a jaguar head, but I'm pretty sure it's a lion with like the hair detail right here. I'm pretty sure that it has like some nod to mythology here that I don't understand. But let's be honest, it makes me think of Power Rangers. And with an armor coat, or not an armor coating in MCC, but a color change, I think we could make this, like, imagine your whole squad rolling up with like a green and a blue. Oh, you're going to be the Power Rangers in no time. But I think, like I said, I think it has a lot to do with like Greek mythology for sure. But then we have Belos Cytheno. Oh, man. Okay. Chosen who succumb to bitterness are blessed and cursed to never walk the path of peace. Very clearly a Medusa reference, and I think that's sick. Also, I don't think I've ever seen anything stick this far out of a Spartan helmet in Halo, and it's going to be worth experimenting with. I think the only thing that we've seen within Halo 3 peek out like this, because these helmets are all coming to Halo 3. It did say in the article as well that they are also coming to Halo Reach, which is very exciting. But the elites in Halo 3 have things that stick out. So I wonder if this is going to be kind of like that, where it kind of is a little easier to get a headshot. I don't know. But the hitboxes, I don't know. I'd have to look at the data again, I guess, because I think that it's not a huge problem. But yeah, Belos Siberius, right? Like the R is silent, like the dog. Yeah, like the Cerberus, the three-headed dog, right? I know the character. But the chosen who guard the chthonic slip gates and initiated into their mysteries have no mortal ties, no binding vows, and no doubts. But yeah, like the three-headed dog, the three faces, it looks perfect. I think that one's really cool for what they're going for. Also, we can see on this shoulder plate, there's a little bit extra going on, because up until now we've seen like a little bit here, but the others have had this like triangle basic armor. I want to see more of the armor itself, which we'll get into a little bit later in the video for sure. But yeah, the three-faced Spartan, that'll be interesting. It's gonna be kind of creepy to see that like on the battlefield with Halo. I think that'll be kind of interesting to see. But then the Blackguard Warfeast. Now we're kind of transitioning from Greek and Roman mythology to like medieval times with England and stuff like that. Dark Ages, all that good stuff.
British.
Bitterness and pride alloyed into frozen iron. Very classic knight in shining armor look. Even the chest piece that we get to see here resembles that as well. But oh my gosh, this skull down here is so sick, man. Oh man, that's sick. I love that. And oh man, imagine this with like, because you can see a little bit of a line here, and you know I'm a sucker for that Tron aesthetic. Imagine this with some like Rhine armor leading up to this headpiece and these shoulder pieces. Oh man, I would love that. But yeah, we're looking next at the Blackguard Tearful Bishop. The faith of the newly converted burns bright enough to consume any truth. So again, a medieval appearance here, bishop themed. It looks really cool. I don't really have a lot to say with this one. I think this one's actually like the least exciting in the whole update we got. But again, we get to see a look at the shoulder pad, which I think is sick. But then we talk about the Blackguard Forsaken Dragon. There is no fall from grace, only an awakening to reality, which is really sick because we get to see these dragon themed pieces on the armor, the flames coming out of this. Imagine this armor set with the flaming armor effect. Like, oh my gosh, in Reach it's gonna look sick, or even in the lighting armor effect it's gonna look sick. Oh my gosh, man, this is one of the highlights. I think this is one of my favorites so far, until we come down here, right? The Blackguard Carrion Crow. Some are born to taste ill winds. Very Plague Doctor vibes here, right? We get that long nose that Plague Doctor masks have, and it just works perfectly well. Then we have Skeletor. It's Skeletor. Blackguard, sorrowful visage. Fear can be honored to a sharpness keener than any blade. And then we got this like like pagan evil like like ram's head. This is sick, man. And the glowing effects on the eyes, oh my gosh, it's gonna be sick. And then we got freaking the mouth of Sauron. Blackguard ashen crown. It is better to rule in the shadows than serve in the light. But this is definitely like another one of my favorites. It definitely reminds me of the mouth of Sauron from Return of the King. It's just such a good. And look, even like the wings, come on, that is totally referencing Lord of the Rings. I can't. The shapeless horrors strike at the mind just as viciously as they do the body. This looks like what's his name? Oh crap, I forgot my lore all of a sudden from Transformers. Megatron. It kind of reminds me of a Megatron face. Drangar Valdemir. Freaking Viking, but also like definitely I feel like this is Skyrim, and it makes perfect sense considering Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, and it's a great way to test that out, because I said in my other video with armors that I think work in Halo is that anything that's like within the Bethesda games I think will work really well. But yeah, Drangar Devalden, the great beasts who browse among the limbs of the World Tree inspired art and song. World Tree, very Norse mythology inspired. This looks like just this, like it looks like it's building. You get the base helmet, you get the one with the sideways horns, then you get the one with the antlers. I mean it's cut and dry there for you. But then we get Drangar Nari, which is definitely some Loki vibes, which I love. Imagine this helmet with Halo Infinite's armor coating system. Like, imagine if they ever went that far, and like armor coating packs that work well with certain pieces of armor. And then like these horns would be gold and whatever, but then you could like change it to however you want. And this is why I think the armor coating system really has potential within Halo Infinite. That these little pieces that are different colored, I know it's going to be boiled down to like secondary armor color within Halo 3 and Halo Reach, but imagine being able to customize all the bits. And that's the thing, like Halo Infinite's armor coating system does have options, but man, it should just let you design every single like block of armor piecings. I would love that. But anyways, let's not get too sidetracked here. Some tricks and jests are worth any price. You know, referencing the God of Mischief makes sense. And we got Drangar Thera in the highest of honors for a lore spinner to spark hope in the darkest nights. You got the wings, very Thor-like, you know, and we got a little dragon horn or something here. Dragon Fang. Drangar Tyr. Loss and sorrow are fuel for the teller of tales. I'm pretty sure this is Odin, right? This is supposed to be Odin's helmet, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like the horns on top, I'm almost certain this was supposed to be Odin. But yeah, it says right here, now I know that we did say this is usable in Halo 3 multiplayer, but the helmet specifically will also be available to unlock for use in Halo Reach within MCC, just in case you want to mix things up a bit. So let's get this straight. All the armor pieces and helmets, Halo 3. But just the helmets will be also available in Halo Reach as well. So definitely worth noting, you won't be having these kind of things in Halo Reach, which is kind of weird to me because I feel like Halo Reach's system is made for this like individual customization. It's a very weird specification. Let's just jump into this because it also talks about history. We hear about the devs, and we get to see a little bit of concept art for these new armors. I think the fur coating is really cool, and then we get to see some how these visors. Oh, imagine the animated visors on this. One thing I really like about the animated visors is they look way better on helmets that have more visor space, so that'll be really nice to have them. And we got some more looks here. Definitely, if you want to hear this conversation with the devs, definitely take a look. And we got some art basing here, and then we talk about the new map, right? Turf from Halo 2 is getting released in Halo 3, but it's going to be under a new name, and its name, if I remember correctly, they're just gonna call it, oh no, it's Icebox. Okay, I was about to say, because on El Dorito, the Halo Online project, it was called Icebox, I'm pretty sure. But it is turf with the snow patch coating to it, so that's really cool. And I'm really excited to have this map in Halo 3. I think it's going to work really well. I like the map, even though it's not like the best for team play. It's going to be a great free-for-all map for sure, in my opinion. And then they talk more about some Halo Infinite seasons, and then Grim Brother 1 closes out with a little message to the community. So overall, a really cool update. Let's go over some of my thoughts. All right, so I want to say first and foremost that yes, I know that these helmets and these armors are way out there, and I think in the article they understated just how out there they were. Let's be honest, they're not Halo like very much at all. They did their best to make them look Halo, and I'm not gonna deny that they are very not Halo. But I think there's room for this. I really do, because you look at them and you're like, instantly, at least for me, I didn't see that Halo posted this tweet talking about this article on Twitter. I saw some pictures first, and I looked at it. I'm like, oh, new helmets in MCC. Maybe it's because I play MCC a lot, but even though they're different and they're out there, they fit the Halo art style. And I think that's the most important. The way they've tweaked them, the way they've arranged them in all their glory, I think it works. I really do. And I'm not going to like back down on that, because I know a lot of people kind of get heated about this conversation, especially with when they added Halo Online armors and cosmetics to Halo 3. I think that was a big debacle, but I'm going to speak my truth here, and I'm going to say that like I think these look great. I honestly think they look great. I'm very excited to have them. Let's be real. And I know some people are tired of hearing this, but it needs to be reminded that if you don't like these, the toggle option is there. That's just the fact. If you want the vanilla, if you want the vanilla Halo 3 experience, you have that. It's available to you. You don't have to see this stuff. So, and I think that's fantastic. But I definitely think they do fit. Maybe not all of them as much as some others. Like, for example, if we were to go back up into the article, like the one I said was the Mouth of Sauron, probably a little bit more out there than you know, maybe something that was based off of a knight or even a Spartan, you know. Also, I really like the Spartan armors, like the mythology Spartans, because, well, the Achilles armor was awesome in Halo 5, but it was nigh impossible to get unless you were willing to cheese Warzone or, you know, part of a toxic clan. So there's that. So anyways, guys, I really liked it. I think you should definitely check this article out. Let me know your thoughts, though. Let me know the correct pronunciations of these helmets, too. I'd love someone to link me to somewhere where I can find the correct pronunciation so I can get these right by the time they come out. But guys, I'm also really interested to hear what you think. What do you think of these armors? Even though I have my opinions, I never shy away from having a good discussion in the comments with how you feel. So definitely let me know. And also, if you enjoyed the video, definitely click like on the video. It does help out the channel a lot. And if you're new here, subscribe, because we're going to talk about all the things Halo, all the way up to Halo Infinite and beyond, and it's going to be amazing. And as always, I got to thank our Patreons, Joey Ferris and Mr. Pleb, at our $25 a month ISO tier members. Thank you guys so much. But also, I want to thank our $50 a month patron, Nathaniel Reeder, at our user ranking member. You guys' support and all of your Patreon support means the world. I am so grateful to have you guys a part of this. We do exclusive content on Patreon, so if that stuff interests you, definitely click the link in the description below. But even if you're just watching and liking the videos, that is more than enough for me. I really appreciate your support. And until next time, my friends, I'll see you online. Vanilla Soup, out.